Boop, boop, boo-doo-doo. Let's see. TikTok. TikTok. Okay, good. That works. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. Let's see chat. Okay. How do I do this part? Switch accounts. Go to me. I'm able to like start a poll. Okay, cool. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that's, why does that look like garbage? There we go. That's better. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. Hope you guys are doing good today. Nice little lovely Sunday afternoon here in San Diego, staying at a campground. It's beautiful weather, 60 degrees, sunny, bright, and we are enjoying it. It's very nice out right now. You can see Racine every now and say hi. She's in the van doing a little bit of cleaning. We just want to kind of set this up. This is gonna be the first real like stream like this. You know, I've done a little handheld before, so wanted to set this up just to check in, see how it looks, see if we enjoy it. Not really been doing any major videos or filming recently. We're kind of making our way through California, making our way back up to LA pretty soon here, and to go back to home for a few weeks. So just gonna want to check in, see how everyone's doing. See if you guys have any questions. Love to answer them if you have them, and if you don't, that's okay. Got a Q&A going, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of that. Want to see how it looks as well. Yep, definitely getting a little bitey here with the Starlink. It's because it's a little bit obscured, but I'm not sure by what. It's the main thing. Well, might also be my computer going onto it. So it's been almost a year now that we've been in the van. July, I believe, is when it's going to be. So about what? April, May, June, July, about 4 months, 3 months out from being a full year in. Learned a lot. Learned that our Sundays are important to relax and chill out on. And yeah, a lot of the time we don't really do too many of those crazy adventure videos you guys see. It's a lot more boring, I'll say. A lot more chill out and camp, relax, do that kind of thing. Nothing too insane. Been playing a lot of Steam Deck, a lot of games recently as well. But yeah. Wonder what you guys are doing today. Hoping you're having a good Sunday, chilling out, relaxing, or not. Getting weird. Getting weird's fun too. Racing's doing some put together right now. The van, getting it prepped for nighttime. It's 4:30 here, so we got a few hours until sunset. Just putting up all of our covers, and I think put away some of the dishes that we were cleaning earlier. So, how's the Steam Deck for van gaming? I've been waiting to get one. Okay, great question. It's been fantastic. The best part is the offline play. We've caught ourselves in a few parking lots recently, specifically some Walmarts and some Lowe's, some Home Depots. So when we don't feel like setting up the Starlink or anything to play online, one that's awesome. You can just lay in bed and play it like the Switch. It's been clean. I've been playing all the BioShocks again, which has been absolutely wonderful. And two, when you do have the Steam Deck, it's only Linux based. I'll say that's the main issue I have with it. So you can only play certain games. I'm not able to play any FIFA or anything through the EA Sports app or anything through the Epic Games app, which is a little bit of a pain. You can go through different ways to play those games, specifically like the NVIDIA GeForce Now. You can download an app to play that, but it's definitely not as streamlined, not as functional, especially when you're on Starlink. It's a lot of streaming, essentially, and it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But the Steam Deck itself, the battery life is great. The games you can play and at the quality that you can play them are awesome. So I would recommend like any form of Steam game that can be played on a Linux. Just looks awesome. One player games are great. Apparently you can play Split Fiction on it as well. I haven't been able to play that yet. I really want to. I think me and my buddy Dustin will be playing soon. I would highly recommend it, especially for van life. It's super portable. Again, that's so huge in the van life. But even at home, I feel like it'd be a hit or miss. If you're a console player, I feel like you'll love it. If you're a PC gamer, it might be a little bit more hindering than you would expect, just based off the fact that like you can't play all these games. And my main computer right now is the MacBook, so I can't play Windows-based games at all. So I do miss that, and I think I'll end up getting like a gaming laptop or a PC to mitigate that here in the next few months. But good question. I highly recommend if you're an avid traveler, if you go to a lot of different places, if you're on planes a lot, car rides, anything like that, I highly recommend the Steam Deck. If you are at home a lot of the time, it's at discretion. I think there are better ways to play games, specifically on PC. But otherwise, I don't know, hit or miss. Good question. Great question. But that's also the thing. Like, if you are not looking to play like Fortnite or Madden or FIFA or anything like that, like I think it's a great compromise. I think it's a beefier Switch, and that's exactly what it is. And I loved my Switch, but it plays games a million times better. Just the quality on them. However, if you're looking at online game and everything, I'd probably pass and get like an actual PC or a console, especially if you have a wired connection. What about you, Mac? You play a ton of games. What are you typically playing right now? Fellow Van Lifer. All right, and really the only online games I like to play are Marvel Rivals or the Finals. So the Finals, I don't know if it plays too well. I have played some Marvel Rivals on there. Depending on your connection, it plays well enough. You know, there's going to be some package loss with it, but it plays. Marvel Rivals I have played is Jeff the Shark quite a bit. I'm also not the greatest online console player anymore since when I was a kid, I played a lot of Xbox and everything. But when I started getting a little bit older, I moved over to the PC, so my mouse and keyboard is better. But Marvel Rivals is playable on the Steam Deck. It's not terrible. You know, you're not going to get like 4K resolution on it or anything, but you'll be able to play it well enough with some good internet. So if you have a way to access that, whether it's Starlink or you have cellular service that's able to go through a hotspot or something, you should be fine to play that. The Finals, though, I haven't played on Steam Deck. I did play it on PC, but that is a good question. Let's see if I can get it really quick. Let me go grab that and check. My handing me my Steam Deck from inside my backpack. I don't think I took it out. Perfect. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see if we can play the Finals on it. Sorry as well for the sun. It's right behind, so I'm squinting quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, see, I've got BioShock Infinite playing right now, but let's go to the Steam store. Internet connections required. I'm on the internet. Shake. Okay, good. There we go. Let's see here. Store. Oh, it's the spring sale as well. I forgot about that. Let's see. Search. Finals. The Finals. Where are you? Is it? Is it not? Let me check my Steam library. I might already have it downloaded there. Hello, Silver the Monkey. I'm good. How are you doing? Thank you for coming in. I'm doing great today. It's finally bright and sunny out. We've been experiencing some rain and cold winds quite a bit in the past few weeks, so it's nice to be in Southern California and for it to be bright and shiny and gorgeous. The Finals. So it does say that the Finals is playable with a warning. It just says some text requires manually invoking on-screen keyboard, which isn't a big deal, and some in-game text is small, may be difficult to read. So Mac totally playable on the Steam Deck. I bet you it plays relatively well as well. And you know what? I'm not going to download it while I'm on here because it's 50 gigs, but maybe I'll download it tonight and see how it plays. Because I've been looking for another first-person shooter to play outside of needing like a gaming PC. So good question. Finals can be played. It's just in a yellow, which means like some text is difficult to read and everything like that. Really urgent question for me. Go ahead. Ask that urgent question. I have a feeling like this is going to be like a D's nuts joke or something though, which I respect. Respect game, you know? What else? It's not. Well, fair enough. Yeah, go ahead. Ask away. Sick. Thanks. I was SoCal last week. We've been making our way up to the coast and about to get to a campsite here. Oh, hey, Portland. That's actually where Racine's family is from. That's where she's from. She grew up out there. What area outside of Portland? We love it up there. It's just a little wet and rainy. I think it's starting to dry up a little bit now, but still a little bit cold. Highly recommend, obviously, Cannon Beach if you can make it out to the coast. I know you're past it now if you're up in Portland, but Bend is probably one of our favorite spots we've ever been to. Can't get enough of that. And if you are in Bend, anyone who watches this now or later, Looney Bean Coffee, it's on the river. It's the best coffee we've had on our trip so far. So highly recommend. Do you know how to make a video? Every time I press the make video button, it makes a short. Okay. So if you're doing it on your phone, you have to go to create. And then if you look down at the bottom, I believe there's like short, live, posts, everything on your PC, you can make a video. I don't post long form content from your phone. You might have to be on a PC in order to do that, or a MacBook, whatever. Because right now, if I'm looking at mine, you can see like upload video, go live, or create post. So you have your channel. Yeah, you have your channel. It's in the top right hand corner. You'll see like your channel. And then if you go to the left of it, you have like the little notifications button. And then you'll have the create button right next to that. And that's where you'll have the ability to post like long form content or going live or creating a post. But I believe the only way that you can do that long form is on a computer. Otherwise, I think it's shorts only on phone. I have a new sub. Let's see. Is there like this is my first like live like this. So if I do, that'd be amazing. And if it's you, then you're amazing. And I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and assume that's you. I appreciate it, Silver. You rock. Yeah, if you have any other questions on YouTube or making videos or anything like that, please let me know. No, you are 100% you, not me. You're amazing. Do this all day long. Just kidding. I won't do it all day long. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that everybody's here. I know that this is just weird. I'm not going to do too long of a stream since it's the first one, but I just want to hop in and see how it goes, see if anybody had any questions. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that Mac's here. I'm glad that anybody who stops in is here. Let me know if you got that long form ability yet. But yeah, this is a lifesaver. It's great for a lot of the times where I don't want to set up internet, and it's great for feeling like a kid again, where I'm able to play games from my childhood. I think I want to get like an emulator as well, so I can play, N64 games, PlayStation games, and everything. I think that's kind of what I'm missing. Is like I feel like I should be enjoying those games that I can't play on my regular consoles now, since everything's all up to date. But I would love to play like Jak and Daxter, the original ones. The Last of Us is actually not an emulator based game now I think about it, but I want to get back into more of those types of games. It'll be nice. Let's see, another one that I've been maybe one day what I'll do is like a Balatro stream. Where are you live on? I'm live on YouTube only. This is pretty much the only major social media platform that I'm. I'm live on my phone. So I just turn my phone horizontally and have the camera facing me, and then I've got like a little wireless mic that I have attached. So it's just an iPhone whatever 16 now. Yeah, so you just use your phone, and then I'm using my laptop to look at chat. So I've got a dual setup here, so I can look at the camera up here and then do this. So I did a little bit of streaming on Twitch back in COVID, and I loved it. But I took a long break, and then I started making this with. Don't apologize. Don't apologize ever for. I love talking. I made this channel with my now fiance, who's chilling out in the van for right now, and I don't know, it inspired me to get back into it. Inspired me to make more stuff and kind of get my creativity out there. I wonder if Steam has like emulators that you can just get from the store. Be pretty sweet. Let's see. Emulator. emulator. Let's see. Search on most, yeah, definitely not. To figure that out. Do I play VR? No, I don't play VR. One, I get motion sickness from it, and two, I don't know if I'd do it in the van unless somebody, some VR company wants to come in here and give me a VR headset to play out in the wild. I played on, what was it? Was it the Steam one when it first came out? I had one, and it was fun. I played like Arizona Sunshine. I remember that, Blade Sorcery VR. But I think back then it was just still so new that I couldn't grasp playing that over like regular games. So I stopped playing that and I ended up selling it. I think it was like the HTC Vive. Was that it? What was the Steam? No, the Valve one. I don't know what. I can't remember the name of it. Hold on. Steam VR. What was the name of that? Valve Index. That's what I got. I got the Index, and I played that for 6 months or something, and I had fun, but it just didn't seem translatable. Hi, just dropping in. I was curious to see what your live is about. I usually join lives on TikTok. So this live, you can see here, this is my house behind me that I live in with my fiance. This live is about living in this thing, and I appreciate you dropping in. And I usually join lives on TikTok as well, but I like focusing on one major social media platform, and it's this one, YouTube. So I figured I'd just hop into a live and kind of talk about any questions that people have about living in a van, or any questions they might. How do you donate? Donate? No. We don't do donates here. Don't worry about that. I'm not making this to donate or anything. I'm just making this to have fun. Don't do that. You keep your money and you spend it on whatever you need. Don't worry about me. But yeah, Mac 92. I hope that's your birth year. If it is, happy birthday back in 1992. I'm just making this to talk, and I had a Sunday where I was relaxing and not really doing too much, and I figured why not try something new on this. And no, Silver, you can't give. I appreciate the sentiment behind it, but it is definitely not necessary. I also have no idea how donations on YouTube work, but it is what it is, and I appreciate the sentiment behind it. But yeah, pretty much just chilling out, Mac. That's what this is about. Hanging out, getting to know you guys, and you guys getting to know me. That's great. My wife and I plan on getting a van by the end of the year to live in. I work a stationary job, so trying to plan ahead how to get that once we do. So luckily my company is great, and I had a conversation with them about this very thing. Mine was also a very stationary job, and I had it work to the point where I had to figure out how to get internet here, which is why we use the Starlink. But if I could, then I'm not going to be doing van life indefinitely, but if I could, then I can work remote. And luckily enough, it's been working out great so far, and it's been great. And I appreciate their ability to allow me to go on this journey and experience this, but maybe sometimes it's just conversation, unless it's like field work that you're in which case I don't think you could do that on a road. But if it's a computer-based job, potentially you could do that. Let's see. But what kind of van are you getting, and what are you thinking of doing? Traveling, I don't know if you're in the US or not, but if you traveling specifically to go around and see everything, kind of similar to what I'm doing, or what's your plan with that? Yeah, Silver, if you're that old, let's keep that off the chat just to keep privacy there. I want you to stay safe. Let's not do that. Also, I'm actually going to I'm gonna remove that for now. I just don't want you putting your age in here. Okay. So we're not gonna do that, but we're also not gonna donate anything. Okay. I appreciate it again, but Silver, let's stay calm. ProMaster 3500. I have the 2500 here, which is great, and it works. The 3500. Do you get a longer cab with that one? Because we're at 159-inch wheelbase here. But if you get a longer cab, I recommend it, especially if it's the two of you. I love being in here with Thracine, but it gets a little cramped here and there. Oops, got off the live there. Let me make sure that I still have this. Okay. Yeah, letting go of items will be hardest, but not essential to have. Yeah. If you have people, for instance, my folks are still back down in Florida. We were able to leave some stuff there. We weren't sure where we were going to fully end up. So if you're able to leave stuff with them, that'd be ideal. Like, you don't have to get rid of everything, but it definitely was tough getting rid of a lot of those material items that I've had for a long time. But it's a lot more freeing than you'd expect. Oh, your comic books. Don't get rid of those. Don't get rid of those. I still have some of those things. My Pokemon collection is my grail, and I kept that. I kept that in the storage bin back in my folks' place. I couldn't get rid of those. Storage units themselves typically aren't that expensive if they are important to you. However, if you're like, this is how we have to fund our life is selling comic books or Funko Pops, then I think the adventure is more important than the material items, and I get that. But if you are able to do it and still keep the things that you love, or at least keep a few things that you love from there, um, I would try to figure that out personally, because there were some things that we weren't able to get rid of, just like they had too much sentimental value, or we can see ourselves using them after we're done with van life. We have a couple pieces of furniture that we wanted to keep, so we don't have to start from scratch once we're done. Those are going to be the major things. I think if you're able to get rid of a lot of those things that really don't mean a ton, like I got rid of a lot of clothes. I donated a ton of clothes. There were some pieces of furniture that I didn't need, like old beds and stuff. Like we'll get new ones when we're done here, but I think those items that hold more dear value to you are still very important, regardless of van life or not, if you can keep them. But also, I absolutely love this lifestyle of minimalizing everything around me. And yeah, you're a great YouTuber. I'm surprised you're not really popular. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have been enjoying this new hobby of making videos and doing it. And I say new, but I've been doing this for a while, but this channel is relatively new, and I've been really enjoying doing this. So I appreciate that, Silver. It means a lot to hear that. It's a little bit more validating than people expect to hear that from people you don't know. But yeah, I've really been enjoying having this kind of video making, especially on the road. Matt, get into a van at the end of the year is like, find a hobby you can do on the road, because it will be it's a little bit alienating being out here. Like I miss my friends and everything, so this is kind of just a way to like express that and just get out some creativity and find out a different way to really enjoy myself outside of like things you can do when you're stationary. Be famous one day, I promise. I don't need to be famous. I just enjoy doing this. I just really enjoy this. So that's that's a great thing, Mac. So we've gone to a bunch of cities, and we were in Phoenix, I want to say a week or two ago. I just think it was like 2 weeks ago, and we stayed in the city in like Walmarts and stuff. We hated it. We did not like it. And then we come outside. We're not in directly in San Diego. We're out in a campsite, maybe 20-25 minutes outside of downtown. And just being at a campsite alone just feels so much better. City life is very much the rat race, and I was done with it. For a long time, and it's nice to just be out here and away from the hustle and bustle and kind of slow down. Especially in America, I feel like this place is very work, 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 work. So it's nice to kind of be able to do some work, but also enjoy the outside life and get out and explore. And you're a good explainer, if that makes sense. I appreciate that. Explaining is part of my real life job. So I'm glad that I'm good at it in the YouTube life as well. Nice. I'm also very much in agreement of disconnecting from city life. I really hope that we can go back to like this smaller style of towns that we used to be. We just got back from Vegas from a concert this weekend. We want more as well. Going back to reality tomorrow, though. Mondays, man. I get it. Vegas was on our list, but I think that might be later in the year. Any recommendations? I've never been. And also, who did you see? What concert? I love concerts. We went to John Vincent III up in Seattle. Was the last one that I went to in September. and I really want to go to a new one. Late to the party, I am. Vanner part-time, ProMaster 2500, also PC gamer, looking to get a Switch 2. I know nothing about it. Can I play in Van without a console? Julie, great question. What the heck? Water just came from the sky. I hope a bird didn't just drop that on me. So great questions, Julie. Yes. So, sorry, let me reconnect myself. Switch 2, I have looked a lot on. I have a Switch myself. It's in the van right now. Being a PC gamer, though, and expecting to still be able to do that on a Switch 2 is a little bit more difficult. I love Killswitch Engage. Sorry, I just saw that. Killswitch Engage is someone I've listened to for so many years. Wow, great band. Didn't know they were in Vegas. But the Switch 2 is going to be great. It's going to be like a portable PlayStation, essentially. But if you're PC gaming, I would recommend getting a PC gaming laptop. You don't need a console in a van. I wouldn't recommend like a heavy duty desktop computer that draws a lot of power, especially if you're going to be off grid a lot. There's no reason to have something that's eating 800 watts of power or 600 watts of power. When you have Steam Decks, if you're looking, and this was a conversation I had, I think with another Mac, which is interesting. I've had 2 Macs in here now. The Steam Deck is great. It can only play Linux-based games, though, so it's not able to play any Windows-based games. So like the Fortnites, the EA Sports types games, anything like that, it's not going to be able to play. But if you're like more cozy gamer, Stardew Valley, it's going to be able to kick the crap out of that. I would recommend a Steam Deck. There's also some others. There's like the Asus Zenith, I want to say it is, or Zenith, that can play Windows-based games. You can also bootload Windows on your Steam Deck, and you can play a bunch of different games. But if I had to go back, I love my MacBook, and I probably wouldn't get rid of this. And I'm not going to get rid of my Steam Deck, but I would get a gaming laptop. I think that's, if you are a big PC gamer, I would do that. It was windy and rainy, so a bit cold. Would wait until summer to explore Las Vegas, though. Red Rock Canyon for sure. I know there's more locations off grid. Yes, so I thought that too, and this just shows how I'm from the southeast in Florida and not from the West Coast. I had no idea how windy and rainy and cold it got out in March, and we've been in dust storms, windstorms in New Mexico, and we were just in snow and hail coming back from Arizona to California a few days ago. So it was killer. Rogue Ally, that's right. That's another one. Is another portable gaming station that I think can play that. Most of my games are on gaming MSI laptop off Steam. If you play them on Steam, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can play them on the Steam Deck, if that makes sense. There are still games on Steam that only operate on Windows operating systems, which is a kind of a bummer, but a lot of Steam games, I'd say like 70%, maybe 60% of Steam games that are currently on there can be played on the Steam Deck, but does not necessarily mean that everyone can. For instance, I've got it right here. Let's see. I can give you a list of some like major ones that aren't able to be played on here that I know is like very important to people. All games. Let's see. Apex Legends, you cannot play. Batman Arkham Asylum, you cannot play. What else? Blade and Sorcery, you can't play, obviously. Black Desert Online, you can't play. Company of Heroes, you cannot play. Counter-Strike, you can play, surprisingly enough. Darksiders, you cannot play. Darksiders 2, you cannot play. So, it's definitely not every game in the world, but, you can play a ton of good ones. And there's, like, ones that are specifically great on deck. For instance, you could play, like, Baldur's Gate 3 on this if you wanted to. It's not going to look great, but you can play it. What else? Half-Life 2 is great. Maybe play that next. Bioshocks are what I'm playing right now. So, but again, if you have an MSI-based, I'm assuming you have a tower and not a gaming laptop. If you have a gaming laptop, just bring that with you. You don't need a console if you fully get rid of, like I had a tower computer back in Florida. I would just, pick up a gaming laptop. I love my Steam Deck, and I love it because we're off grid quite a bit. But if you're going to be in areas that have some, I just wouldn't worry about it. I will look at the options I have. Yeah, of course, Julie. No problem. I'm glad I could help. Any other questions, just let me know. Is Asus a gaming laptop? Depends on the type of laptop. Just because it's an Asus doesn't mean it's necessarily for gaming, but they are more of a gaming-based hardware than others. Half-Life is great. My friends and I played that our senior year in high school. Dude, Half-Life was, let's see, I think we probably grew up in the gaming like golden age. Half-Life 2 is one of the best games ever made. Counter-Strike Source was my jam going up through high school, especially. But it's those games like Halo 2 and Halo 3, the Forge in those were just fantastic. No problem solver. But yeah, I think it's very important to keep those hobbies, Mac, on gaming if you are going to keep gaming, and stay connected with people and friends that you have. Otherwise, you'll go crazy. Just there. Oh, when the flood came out in Halo, yeah. Oh yeah, dude, I still remember. Let's see, it was probably middle school. I was playing World of Warcraft with some friends in one room. We were at my friend Braden's house, and we were playing World of Warcraft in one room. And then in the other room, we were doing split screen one-on-one Halo 2, I want to say it was. And God, I can't remember the name of the map, but I still remember always going after the Needler because I had crap aim at the time. But making the dent with the Needler was awesome. Oh gosh, the freaking Halo intro music to this day is still the best. Did I have to register my van as an RV at the DMV? No, I did not. It is technically already a Class B vehicle. I don't really know the laws behind all of them, but ours was classified not needed to be. What's very important though is your insurance and making sure you clarify what type of vehicle you have and how it's built with your insurance. We used Roamly, which has been great. They're essentially like a third party that finds it for major insurers. For instance, ours was through Progressive, so we used Roamly to set us up for Progressive, which was great. Can't recommend that enough if it's available in your state. Luckily enough, in Florida, it was. But as far as it goes with registering at the DMV, we did not have to, but we are on a shorter bed, and we did not add as much weight to the van as I thought we would. So, but I again would check with your local register. I don't know what state you're in, but I would still just check with your state regulations and laws if you're going to keep your vehicle registered in that state. Yeah, Roamly is the only thing that really popped up, because even if you go to, like, if I went to Progressive and said like, hey, I live in a van that I built out myself, they would probably shut me down immediately. But Roamly has, I think, a backed guarantee through them. So you're able to say like, hey, I built my van for, we have a video on here. This van full out with the purchase of the vehicle and the build out inside was about $60,000. So you can say, hey, my purchase value or my sale value, I'd say it'd be about 65,000, and then they would build you up a coverage for that. And I think knowing those behind, like knowing how much each piece that you put into your van, if you're going to build out, is very important for that. So just keep track of that, and Roamly will do the rest. I think my agent at the time, his name was Andrew. Great, he's a great guy. Didn't have any issues. Yep, van is still financed. Unfortunately, we got this in September of 2022, so still peak used vehicle prices as well as higher interest rates. I'm taking it more as like, what are you gonna call it? Like rent almost, even though it's 8% interest. It's not the end of the world, but I'm not happy because I still have a truck back home that is completely paid off. So it's like I paid that one off and then I got this one. And it's like I went from one car payment to another, which sucks. But yeah, I did not have the cash to buy this outright, because this is a 2021 2500, and it only had like 36,000 or 37,000 miles on it. So they essentially were selling it like, I think it was like 6,000 or 7,000 off of MSRP because of that. But I couldn't afford purchasing this all out. We put a good down payment on it, but I still have quite a bit to pay off. That's also the thing though, like I was talking to Racine about this earlier. I think after we're done with the traveling, I had so much fun building this thing out that I'd want to do it again, but I wouldn't, move back into a van to travel the country, but I would want to build it out and then end up selling them, I think. Because just the process behind like the purchase of the van, the planning out of the van, the building of the van, which Racine did a ton of it. I'm not going to take that away, but it was just so much fun. Um, that's a difficult call, especially with how the car industry is going right now. Um, we were very close to getting a new one, and then this one popped up, and the price that we got it for compared to like what a new one would have been at the time, I say it was like 7 or 8K, but it was probably a little bit more. It's probably like we got this for 42. I want to say like a new 2022 ProMaster at the same length was like 55 to 60. And to us, 37,000 miles, it wasn't a lot. We took it to a mechanic to get it checked out. They signed off on it. There was nothing mechanically wrong, electrically wrong with it, and it just made the sense. It made sense for us. I think they use it as a moving vehicle, and there was like a couple of dings that they wrote off in insurance, and that's how they got it on auction. But we haven't had any issues. I think if you're going to be in a van, if you can find a van that's capable for a significantly reduced price, I think that's the way to go. But I would take you to get checked and tested by any and all mechanics that you can. And we haven't had any issues with this, knock on any form of wood that I can find yet. But we have put we're coming up to 50,000 miles on it, so about 13,000 miles in a year. Yeah. Whew. Need a breath. That's how you know I can yap. Also, I think you have to recognize, and I'm assuming you did your research on why you're going with the ProMaster, but there were three main ones that we could look at: was the Ford Transit, the Mercedes Sprinter, and the Ram ProMaster. We chose the Ram ProMaster because it's a little bit wider. If you have the Sprinter, it's a little bit longer, and if you have the Transit, it's a little bit taller. We wanted the width. That was important to us, especially with the bed. And I'm hoping that you're under 6 foot, Mac. Otherwise, you're gonna have a fun time with the bed situation. Widest wheelbase and get parts around the U.S. for repairs. 100%. You can take this thing in any mechanic and they'll get it done for you. That was another thing. Mercedes, you have to go to like specific dealerships, and I'd rather impale myself onto a sharp pointy spike than go to a Mercedes dealership for a long time. It's not worth it. And all right, it's about 5 o'clock here. I'm gonna do some finalizing, some cleaning up at camp, and relax for the rest of the night. Gonna start ending the stream here. So we are 5:10. My wife and I am debating to install flares just to get extra width. It wouldn't be bad. I will end with this. It wouldn't be bad. I've gotten used to it. We have a little window by our head, so I'm able to stick my head a little bit like 2 inches in, so it saves me the space. But if I could, I'd probably put a flare in. It doesn't look great. That's the only thing, but that extra space you'll get for the bed, probably worth it. No problem, Julie. So, and I appreciate everybody coming in here. This is the first real long live stream that I've done on this channel. All the questions, all the chats. Let's see. Mac92, Julie, you were awesome. Silver, you were great. Mac from MACC from the beginning. Thank you guys so much for coming in, asking questions, anything like that. I plan on doing this again. I don't know how consistently or frequently I'll do it. And yeah, of course, I'm glad that you guys were able to stop by and ask your questions. And I will do this again. It was a lot of fun. And I appreciate everybody's time. With that, I'll do what I do in my sign off my videos, which is I love you. Kisses. Goodbye, everyone.